Viewers, in this show, we endeavor to bring you educative topics on matters finance and wealth. Previously, we discussed wealth creation and wealth multiplication. In our subsequent episodes, we shall be discussing about wealth preservation. Under wealth preservation, we shall discuss the following topics. 1. How do we understand risks? Secondly, we shall look at how to deal with pure risks. Thirdly, we shall learn how to create an emergency fund. Fourthly, we shall look at health in relation to wealth preservation. And finally, we shall talk about estate management. Welcome to today's show. To take us through this show is Lucy Njine. Lucy is our financial consultant from Naveah Capital. Karibu sana, Lucy.
Asante, Grace.
How do we preserve our wealth after multiplying it?
It's very important that after you've made all the efforts in acquiring wealth multiplication, it is very important that then you know how to preserve that wealth so that it is of benefit not only to you but also to your generations. Even the Bible tells us that a wise man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. So it's very important that once you have worked hard, you've made the wealth, then in case you're not in this world, you need to be careful that somebody is left with something. Not even when you leave this world, even as you're in the process of acquiring and multiplying your wealth, there are things that can happen and they offset you completely. They take you offside completely. So that is what we want to look at today under the topic that is called wealth preservation.
As a business person, what factors can affect my wealth preservation agenda?
And risk in the area of wealth preservation, we want to understand what is this that can happen to me and completely destroy my wealth or affect my plans for wealth creation or wealth multiplication. So that is what we are calling understanding risk. And basically, there are two types of risk in this world. There is risk number one that we call pure risk. Under pure risk, there's nothing you can do about it. And when it happens, the result is only loss. When you encounter a pure risk, you must lose in that process. It is called a pure risk. It has no two outcomes. And the second type of risk is called speculative risk. And a speculative risk has got three kinds of outcomes. You can lose in the process, you can gain in the process, or you can remain the same. And speculative risks are mostly business ventures or these SportPesa things that we do. When you put your money on SportPesa, there are three possible outcomes. You can gain, you can lose your money by never winning anything, or you can just remain the same. There are three outcomes. So there are two types of risk. When a speculative risk happens to you, you can lose, you can gain, or you can remain the same. When you invest in a business, there's all hope that you're going to gain something. You've done your markup, you know that when I do this, I have marked up, I'm likely to make something. So there's a possibility you will make something. Alternatively, you might not make something. You remain the same. You will only be able to get back the capital that you invested in the business. Or at a worst case scenario, you might lose even the amount that you invested or part of the amount that you invested. So basically, those are the two kinds of risks that you need to think about in the process of wealth creation.
As we conclude our show today, how does Naveah Capital help us in wealth preservation?
Apart from being a financial advisory company, our biggest activity is actually risk management. And what we do is we come into your organization, we come into your business and do a risk analysis. And we'll be able to tell you for this kind of business, these are the kind of risks that you can face while you're doing your business. And for those that are pure, we then tell you this is how to go about managing the risk. Either we tell you can retain this, you can minimize this, you can avoid this, you can transfer this, you can share this. And then if it is speculative risks, then we will be able to tell you this is how you deal with this part of risk. So it's very, very important that when it comes to risk management, always work with an expert, because a lot of people then decide to deal with risks from people who don't understand. And then you find that even for a small business, someone is telling you, buy 10 insurance covers. And because you don't understand and you want to preserve your wealth, you just go ahead and buy. But for us, we come to your business and we do a risk audit. From your personal life, we do a risk audit, we do a risk audit of your life and your family, and then of your business, and we recommend the appropriate measures that you need to take.
This has been a very informative show on our first topic on wealth preservation. Next, we shall discuss how to handle pure risks as we preserve our wealth. For a chance to watch our previous episodes, reach us on Facebook, Newsline TV, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. Till next time, keep it Newsline TV.